Welcome. Today I've got an unboxing video for you that I'm sure you're going to like. Before I get started, I want to promote a couple channels that I really love, and I happen to be wearing the t-shirt of the first one. Is Finesse Aquatics, and this guy's got tons of videos. He's over 3,000 subscribers, so he's got a lot of good content. So check him out. I'll leave a card at the end or a link at the end for you to go to his channel. The second channel would be Mbuna Marcus. I'm expecting that you know Mbuna Marcus's channel, but if you don't, I'll leave a link also to it at the end of the video, and you can check his channel out. He has over 25,000 subscribers and is definitely worth checking out. He doesn't have his own t-shirts, so I can't wear one of his t-shirts. Anyways, back to the topic. I've got an exciting fish to unbox, and we'll get to showing you him in a second. I'm Bobby G. Let's talk. All right, so one of my little helpers wanted to show up, little Mr. Reggie. Anyways, I'll just slide back here a little bit. I called it an unboxing video. These fish transport better in pails. I'm not so sure they're great in bags. Anyways, let's have a look at what's in the pail and what options or what tank I'm going to put him in for quarantine. Okay, so the options that I have, I've got these Aziris grow outs that, could go into a larger tank right now, so I could move them. I've got my Aqualoniums. They don't need a larger tank. That's a 20 gallon, but I could put them in a 30. So those are two options. I could move my calico marble convex cichlids into a larger tank. And to do any of that, this tank isn't super populated now. These albino eucysii could go down into the tank with the rest of them, and the marble convex cichlid male, he can go to pretty much any tank. So I think what I'm going to do actually is possibly move these guys into a larger tank. I haven't actually quite decided. Or maybe I'll move these guys. So stay tuned and you'll see what tank they end up in. What I decided to do was just move the Aqualoniums into the 30 gallon tank. I want them to grow fast, so that'll help that. And we'll put him in this 20 gallon tank where I'm sure he'll do fine. Okay, so I thought, I don't generally do this, run a drip line for a fish. This is kind of back from my saltwater days. Used to always have to do this, but I think just based on the time that he's going to be in the pail, which won't be a whole lot longer, I'm just going to run a drip line. I've got a little valve here. I'm just going to run it like that. That'll give him some fresh water to work with. Don't worry, we're going to have a look at him very soon. So I'm just going to place that in here. The other thing I've got to help me out here is what I call my jump kit. And you all know what it's like picking up a fish off the floor. They're hard to pick up. So this is my jump kit. I can just scoop them up off the floor easy. Of course, I make sure they're wet first. So I'll keep my jump kit handy. I've been busy for a minute or two here, but thanks for waiting. Let's have the big reveal now. So what I've got handy here, what I did was I moved the Aqualoniums, and I've got a few things handy here to show you. Of course, my jump kit in case I need it. Laser gun to make sure the tanks and the water's the same temperature, which they are. Lift the lid off. Check the temp again. They're both at 25, 25.1. And So to give away one clue, Lake Tanganyika shell dweller. So I've got a shell for him. I've also got this PVC fitting that I silicone down to just a piece of glass. That way it can sit on the bottom of the aquarium, or I can use them as for cichlid breeders. They like to breed on top of a flat surface. The male generally hides in here and entices the females up to here. So let's get on with what I call the big reveal. Gonna grab the camera off the tripod, so excuse the jiggling here. And top down view. Try to get rid of the glare there, which is tough. Not sure if you can tell what that is, but it's a black calvus. That's the big reveal. I've wanted one of these fish pretty much ever since I got in the hobby of cichlids, and this one is a fully grown male. He may not be quite fully grown, but he's about 5 inches, so I think that's pretty close to fully grown. So let's get him out of the pail. We'll get him in the tank, and we'll check on him settling in. Alright, so I think I'm just going to try to net him out of the pail. If this doesn't work, I'll pour him into a net and try to be a bit cautious of him jumping. He's hugging the outside of the pail, of course. There we go. He's in the net. I hope that that you could see that. And we'll just take him out gently and place him in his new quarantine tank. And so I'm going to put the shell in for him. I'll try to get it positioned here in a way that he'll be able to actually get in it. Not sure he will, but I've also got this PVC pipe here that I'm going to set down. He may need something a bit more squished and a bit tight for him to get into. Maybe I'll squish a PVC pipe and do that, but we'll give these two things a try first. He might take a little while to settle in. I expect he will. Now this would be 4 days after I put him in. He's pretty reclusive. He's afraid to come out and around. Difficult to get footage of him, so I've set the camera up and walked away from it so as not to scare him back into the behind the sponge filter. As I said earlier, this fish is from Lake Tanganyika, although my understanding is that they mix well in a mixed cichlid tank. So eventually, in about 4 to 6 weeks of quarantine, I'm going to put him up in my display tank, and I'm excited for that. I'd said that this is a fish that I've wanted for a long time, and I happened to come across this one at a really good price, and I'm sure he's going to be a real stunner in the show tank. That was a lot of fun for me. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and check out those two channels, the creators that I suggested in the beginning, Finesse Aquatics and Mbuna Marcus. So, as always, feed your passion, take the plunge.